Did you know we've all been making farms wrong for our entire lives in Minecraft? I recently bought the official Minecraft guide to farming and I learned some shocking information. But before I blow your mind, let's get some fields set up. All right, guys, so I built one of each of the basic seeds right here, all right? We got a wheat farm in the center, this is carrot, that's potato, and that is beetroot. And you're probably looking at this and thinking, Zach, these look great, all right? It's a nice noob farm. But did you know these are completely wrong? I didn't know this, all right? Let me show you the first lesson. They don't have enough light. Mojang officially recommends doing this above your crops, placing wood or some type of block and then torches all over it. Pop a glowy right in the center of your farms and it's gonna fix the light issue. But this is one of the craziest things that Mojang taught me, and I didn't know this. This is not the most efficient way to grow crops. According to Mojang, the game looks at the nearest blocks to the one that's planted. If you surround a crop with itself, like this entire thing where it's like crops surrounded with the same exact crop, it does not grow as effectively. You don't want to put the same seeds next to each other. You actually want to split them up. So instead of making this entire field pure wheat, what you actually want to do is do a beetroot, then wheat, and then another beetroot, and then another wheat. So by alternating, this actually increases the speed that your crops are going to grow. I literally never knew this, and this book is full of mind-blowing facts just like this one. Let's move on to some really interesting information. Like the potato. Everyone's favorite crop. Actually, I don't know what your favorite crop is. I'm a big potato guy. I don't even know if this one's true because it's that mind-blowing. But according to this book, and again, this is mind-blowing. All right, if you know this, you're just a Minecraft pro. Congratulations. Villagers will harvest your potatoes for you. Now, I knew they would do their own in their village, but apparently, if you put a chest down, supposedly they're gonna walk up to these potatoes and actually harvest them and put them in their own chest. Now, I don't know. They're communicating. I'm gonna put just a couple more down. I really wanna speed this process up, so we'll just make it a lot of them. So guys, I'm going to put down a bunch of composters, try to turn these bad boys into farmers and see if the farmer villager is the one that does this. Guys, they're doing it. They're harvesting the potatoes. You gotta make them farmer villagers, and they're literally harvesting the potatoes. This is insane. Now, what do they do with them? Are they taking them to a chest? Like, they're just holding the potatoes. Where do they take them? They even replant the potatoes. Look at them. So guys, it looks like these farmers are gonna hold like 8 stacks of items, which is insane. Then eventually their inventories get full and they just start leaving it on the ground. This is actually, oh, they're having a baby. I don't even know. They're just breeding each other. I didn't even make that happen. Hopefully your mind's been blown, but if not, it will be soon. So as I just mentioned, you wanna alternate your crops to get the most efficient type of design. So Mojang has recommended a very specific farm, which I've never even seen, even on my own server. No one does this. This is what you need to start upgrading your base to right now on my server or wherever you guys are playing. Now, this is weird. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't see this ever. They actually recommend glass. All right, it's embarrassing how long it took me to actually build this, but this is how it works. The water should fertilize everything as long as I made it even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I think I made it a little bit too long. Okay, that's annoying. So glass goes on the side, everything's fertilized. It's not that weird. I mean, it's kind of strange to see water there, but it gets the job done, and that's what matters right here. Now, you obviously want some sort of a way to automatically harvest it. We can use whatever you want. I mean, you can use water, you can use trapdoors like my series, which is my favorite way to do it. But for this one, we'll just go ahead and use a couple dispensers just because it's the easiest way to do it. Gonna put 1 water bucket in each of these bad boys right here. Just 1. All right, you literally, if you do more than 1, you're gonna destroy the entire thing. I wanna make that clear. You do 2, this thing ain't gonna work, all right? All right, now this is a pretty basic design. It's not like the perfect setup, but it's just getting the message across to you guys on how you actually wanna start building these. This is where all of our hoppers are gonna go that will collect everything. All the hoppers are synced up. They all push it towards the center, and that pushes it into a chest. So when everything flows down, it's gonna work. So now you're probably thinking,
Zach, what the heck? What is this?
Also, I kind of made it uneven. This middle row should not be here, to be honest with you. I want to make that clear. This middle row should not exist. Now, most of you guys would build this by filling the entire thing with wheat seeds. This is actually the fastest way to grow your crops. You want them to be surrounded in just 1 line by fertilized land. But obviously no one's gonna grow their crops like this. It's kind of stupid. Is it really the most efficient? It's gonna grow them faster than anything else. You can already see a couple of them have almost fully grown already in like 10 seconds. What you wanna do instead is take it and alternate it with a different crop. So for example, we're on wheat and beetroot right now. This is gonna remove the penalty that Minecraft gives you, again, which I probably feel like a lot of us didn't know about, if your crops are the same side by side. And so now we've got wheat and beetroot alternated side by side, which makes this grow literally multiple times faster. It cuts the speed in half. Let that sink in for a second. How long have you been farming wrong? But there's still more in this book. With our newly acquired knowledge of these villagers we've got back here, as I like to call them, my Zacklings. Huh? Just kidding, that's you guys, not the villagers. You can create a literal full-time 24/7 automatic farm that you never have to do anything, including planting. All right, step 1, dig yourself a big fat hole. And obviously I didn't world edit this. Don't worry about that in the corners. It's all done by hand. You go and do a little zigzag action here. Now, because we are in creative, I'm just gonna, okay, yeah, we're just gonna make the whole ground redstone block, guys. I'm sorry, it's just gonna be a little bit easier for us. All right, and that is what goes underneath, which of course, guys, you know what's about to come here, a minecart. Minecart with a hoppy in it. Place it down right there, give it a little push, and let that sucker just start flowing. You're probably thinking, Zach, okay, that's cool, I get it. How the heck is this gonna automatically do everything that you're saying it's gonna do? Watch and learn, gamers. All right, here is the new looking system. It is definitely really strange looking, to be honest, and again, not something you see too often. A lot of servers don't even allow it because it's laggy. Remember, light your farms up or they will not grow at night. They will not grow at all. A lot of people don't do it, including me, because I didn't know that. Then what you want to do, get yourself a villager. There we go, farmer villager. Make sure he's actually trapped. Don't want him to escape this. All right, so he has become old man farmer. Now, where's the planting, Zach? What's going on here? As I said earlier, we learned that villagers can hold like 8 stacks of items. So you need to load him up with items so that he cannot hold anything else. Drop him all the seeds. He's going to gobble these up. All right, now that he's collected all the seeds, theoretically, my boy will begin the planting process for us here shortly. And there he goes. The villager's going to get to work and start planting this entire farm. So we'll give you guys a little bit of a 2-second time lapse here. Good luck, villager. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it's definitely not as fast as they made it sound like in this book. He kind of did a corner, and then I think he's taking a break right now. So maybe if I punch him, we'll get back to work. Obviously, that did not work. You just gotta understand that it's not exactly as fast as this book makes it sound. But the next one is also pretty cool, guys, because we're moving over to melons and pumpkins, guys. We didn't forget about them, just like the other crops, guys. There's a couple rules you gotta follow here. If you're like me, you're breaking them. If you're not, you're probably a pro, and good for you, all right? Congratulations, I envy you. But let's take a look here, guys, at the best way to make a melon pumpkin farm. And guys, as I said, you want to plant them in rows just like this from the last one so that they all... Oh, I got you guys. You don't want to do this, okay? You don't want to do this. This is bad. The best way to do this, according to the book, this is the most efficient way, according to Mojang, to harvest these crops. 2 rows, again, alternating, goes pumpkin, then melon, blank, blank, pumpkin, melon, blank, blank, pumpkin, melon. Then you can go down the middle and harvest them. So instead of doing like every other row, doing it like this makes it a lot quicker to harvest. But you can also automate these bad boys, which is kind of cool. I've never even seen a build like this. I'm gonna try it right now, though. Guys, some of these builds, again, are very, very hard to make. Guys, I'm actually trying to build this, and I'm realizing this might have come out before observers were even built. Like, it's got this really, really crazy redstone-looking mechanic going on here. I don't think you need this. I think all you really need is an observer to pick up the redstone signal, and that's what we're gonna make right here. So we're actually gonna modernize this. Let's just try it and see. Oh, no. Well, guys, I may not be the fastest redstone builder, but at least I don't give up. I changed it completely. This, I think, is the modern 2021 way to do it. This would see a signal as this changes. So, like, if I break this, I set tick speed really high, so it should make a new one. And theoretically, when it does, it would automatically break it because this gives a signal and tells that to push it down and goes into the hopper. So there it is, there it is. So yeah, I mean, it works perfectly. You don't really need to use the really confusing redstone guide here to make it, but you could if you wanted to, I guess, to show off your redstone skills. But what about sugarcane? Are you growing sugarcane wrong? Now, if you watch the myth video that we just released, one of those myths said sugarcane grows better on sand. It's not actually true, but there's a way to harvest it a lot quicker, and we're gonna show you how to do it right now. Also, just wanted to point out over here, the villager is still going hard. You know, he's not working out too far from his composter right there, but at least he's working, guys. Now, in order to get sugarcane to work, we'll come back to here where we were earlier. I don't know what's going on in this zone. What you wanna do is find a nice straight path. Boom, 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 boom. I like the sand. I think it looks a little bit better, just like this. Also, the end of this hack right here, I'm gonna tell you guys what sugarcane originally were. They were not sugarcane when they were first added. It's kind of interesting. All right, random tick speed back to 500. This is how this one should look as these, I don't know about that bottom piece. As these grow, they trigger the very top observer, and whenever the first one hits the observer, all the pistons will push out, break it all. Okay, perfect. It's gonna all flow down into here, again, get sucked into the hopper, and it's an automatic farm. Very simple. Honestly, this one took me like 30 seconds to make. This thing looks so clean. And by the way, Mojang, what I was gonna tell you sugarcane, what it originally was, it was just a reed. Its only purpose was to make books. But they said, hey, let's call it sugarcane so it makes sugar too. True story. What you're probably thinking now is,
Zach, you're probably all out of farms. What you gonna do now?
I'm not out of farms because there's still more items you could farm that you didn't know about, like mushrooms. Did you know you can make mushroom farms? I didn't know that. I've never even seen it in my life. You're probably thinking,
Zach, my mushrooms don't even grow half the time.
And you're right. If you put mushrooms outside, unlike all the other crops, they won't grow. All right, if you find a way to get them here. The only way to get them to grow in the sunlight is to plant them on podzol or mycelium. As you can see, you can't even plant them on grass. But you can only plant them on stone when you're underground in a pitch black area. You can see it being planted right here all over the place. And of course, if you didn't know this already, just a little quick bonus tip here. You can use bone meal to grow big mushrooms out of that. So if you want to create your own fake mushroom biome and convince people you did it and put some fake mushrooms in there, you could do it. Now, the problem with mushroom farms is it's going to be super dark, which means mobs might spawn, which means you got to be very very careful with how you build it. So let's say you want to make the mushroom farm right here, all right? We'll plant it on top of an iron ore because we're rich, apparently. So to make this so that you won't get mobs in your farm, you're gonna have to be very careful where you place torches. It has to be under 12 and above 10. We are at a light level of 9 and 10, right? Under 12, above 10. So it's a little bit not quite there yet. This says 11 right there. That's the sweet spot. You want 11 light. It's so dark that mobs can't spawn, but it's not so dark that these things won't grow. Get yourself a mushroom farm. These bad boys will spread out. Make sure you got plenty of room for them. And then you got yourself as much mushroom stew as you could ever want. Don't think I forgot about the most important farming of all, guys. Cocoa beans. Stop building your cocoa farms like this, all right? Around your base, randomly build. No. That's not how we're gonna do it anymore, all right? Mojang says this is how you actually want to be making cocoa farms. Now, off the bat, it does look the same. Also, this is on 100 times growth speed, so that's why they're growing so quickly. This is another one of those builds that I've just never seen before anywhere. It's really, really interesting. So it uses a bunch of pistons and then, of course, a bunch of jungle wood. I think you can make this as tall as you want, to be honest with you. Once you get this basic thing built, pop some cocoa beans all the way around the side and then build yourself just a nice little tiny trough. Now, something like this should do, and when I power off the pistons, theoretically the water's gonna flow right off, come down, harvest all of these cocoa beans and pour them in the water, and then, of course, we'll see where it flows to. I might have moved that a little bit too close, and then if I close it back up, you can kind of see where they all landed, and then, of course, put hoppers there. So right now, they landed too far out, so we can either move the trough back or put some walls up so they hit the wall. This is probably the best farm you're gonna get. It's not really automatic, but it's pretty darn good. There's more to this book. There's animal farming, there's mob farming, and there's block farming. If you want to see more parts of this book, let's get 20,000 likes on this video in the first day. Peace.